Hello, this was the day of my surgery for carpal tunnel release, and my day started getting to the hospital at 6:30, and there was a lot of course, you move from room to room and get questioned fourfold. Like, I think I went to 4 different waiting areas, and being questioned the whole way through, the same questions over and over, which is good. I mean, they're very thorough. But my main concern from the very beginning getting there was that I was looking for sedation for the surgery, and they weren't offering it. And so I was just in a panic, and my heart was racing, and my blood pressure was elevated, but not to a serious level. But I was like just sitting there for hours thinking, I've just got to ask. I have to ask for sedation. I'll never be able to handle this operation without it. Anyway, reached the point where I ended up seeing the anaesthetist, and I said to her, look, I really don't think I can get through this operation without some sedation. And what she offered was she would stay in the room with me the whole time through the whole operation, and if I wasn't coping, she would give me a cannula and some sedation. So that was enough to alleviate me, all my nerves, to the point where I thought, if I really do lose it, she's gonna do something. She's gonna intervene. So that was enough. And apart from that, I had a trainee doctor who asked if she could observe my operation. And between her wit and asking if I could hold her hand, and quite a funny doctor, and some lovely nurses around the place, I managed to get through it without any sedation. So now I'll walk through the operation and how I experienced the operation. So I was wheeled into the operating room, and there was a lot of prep going on, maybe for about 10 to 15 minutes of preparation. But I was just lucky to have people that were distracting me and asking me questions and asking me what I'm going to do when I get home, and how I'm going to eat, and what movies I've got saved up on Netflix to watch. So I was just being distracted. That was the key, being distracted by some wonderful people. And then they put a red scrub all over my hand, painted my whole down to here red, and after that they got a sterile gauze sheet and put my hand onto that, and then I got my first anesthetic into my hand. That stung at the beginning, but it wasn't too bad. And once that was in, that was probably the worst. And then I got maybe a couple more injections, which I could just feel a little bit of not tugging, but a little bit of feeling that I was getting an injection. So I think I got about 3 or 4 injections. Then he waited for about 5 minutes, and then he sort of did like a test with something to say, can you feel this up here, and can you feel this down here? Which obviously the test to make sure it was numb in the right place. And then he started the operation. I said, please don't tell me what you're doing. I don't want to know. I don't know what you're doing. Just do it. And then the key for me to get through the whole operation was to be distracted. And that trainee doctor did a very good job of that. She kept asking me questions, and I kept trying to think of things to talk about too, just to keep my mind off it. And it was only when I stopped and thought about the actual operation that I was starting to freak out a little bit, and a few little tears flowing. But with everyone's senses of humour, I got through it. Probably took about 15 minutes before the doctor was starting to put the stitches in, and then put the bandages on. And the big bonus was that I was able to basically get wheeled out of the theatre to past all the people that were recovering in stage 2, straight to stage 3, where they did my obs before I walked out. That was it. So yeah, right now it is feeling a little bit swollen. What I'm trying to do is just move my fingers and my thumb periodically and keep my arm raised above my heart, and best to keep it raised as much as you can for the first 48 hours. I've also got a clay pack, like to ice, clay pack that is ice or warmth in the freezer. I'm going to try and ice it. I don't quite know how you ice through a thick bandage like that, but I'm going to try and start icing it. And as soon as I feel any pain whatsoever, I'm going to start the 2 Panadol or 2 ibuprofen at the same time, and I'm going to do that 4 hourly. That's my plan. I do have some stronger drugs here just in case, but right now everything's still really numb, and I'm quite comfortable. I will get back in touch tomorrow, which will be, I guess you call that day 1 after surgery. Today's surgery and tomorrow will be day 1. So tomorrow I'm going to get back to you and just let you know how I'm going with my recovery, and any other tips I can think of. But for those of you, I'm making this for those of you who are petrified of having an operation or even going to a doctor. I've always been scared of doctors, dentists, hospitals. Yeah, so this is for you. You can do it. You can do it. Okay, cheers, and I'll be back tomorrow.